Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. I'm Christina. I'm glad you're here. Welcome to Monat March Madness. You might ask yourself, what is this? It is something that I made up because it is my birthday in March and I wanted to make March kind of the Monat month. Now, if you're not interested in Monat content or you're worried that every single video in March will be a Monat video, it will not. But I picked some gems and I wanted to share them with you under the umbrella of Monat March Madness. It's kind of a birthday gift I give to myself. I don't celebrate my birthday the entire month, not the entire week, just really on my birthday, which is mid-March. And this is like a birthday gift to myself because there has been a lot going on in Monat. I found some gems and I wanted to share those with you. And we're going to kick this one off with a strong one. Somebody who watches my videos also pointed this video out to me on Instagram. Thank you, I really appreciate it. This was a true gem, and we're talking about Monat Australia again. Monat Global is a multi-level marketing company that operates in 10 countries and it sells into 2 more. Monat operates in the United States, in Canada, the UK and Ireland, Poland, Spain, Lithuania, Australia, New Zealand and France, and it sells into Mexico and Colombia without a full distributor system. In November 21, Monat launched in Australia, a country and continent with a population of 26.5 million. They launched 2.5 years ago as of the day as I'm filming this video. In this video, I will react to the top person at the moment in Monat Australia. She was on her Instagram stories, and I will try to explain to the very best of my abilities with this example why I believe that the launch of Monat in Australia is Monat's biggest scam so far after their original launch in the United States on October 1st, 2014. If you're interested in this video, then I would like to invite you to travel with me all the way to the other side of the earth, well, at least from my perspective, located in Europe, all the way over to beautiful Australia, so that we can listen to the top Monat boss babe there.
Guys, what is even happening? I have barely slept. Dorothy does not care about founders, by the way. She really could not give 2 hoots. It's just a regular Monday here, and yet also our lives actually really totally changed today. The team is just exploding and blowing up, and what they have achieved in the last few days is phenomenal. The only reason I have achieved this is because I have such an incredible team. And I just want every woman on my team to know how much I love and appreciate them and how grateful I am that they trusted me with this vision and on this journey, and that they trusted themselves enough, because there are going to be so many founders on our team, you guys. You have no idea. Like, the women on my team, I've said this from the start, but the caliber of women on this team, like, it's next level. And you guys just watch. You watch what happens in the next 6 months. It's about to get crazy. Ow.
This is the top ranked Monat person in Australia. After 2.5 years, she is the only ED, that is the executive director, and that's the rank that she is at. And she's right, she wouldn't be where she is without her team. To hit the ED rank, she must have at least 6 active recruits. She herself has recruited with a group volume of 7,000, a downline volume of 300,000, and she must have 4 MMBs and 2 MMMs under her. The next rank up from hers is SED, that is the Senior Executive Director rank, with 800,000 DV, and the structure requirement is 6 MMB and 2 AEDs. Those are also director ranks, the Associate Executive Director. Those requirements, to give you a little bit of background when it comes to the Monat compensation plan, I believe is why we see her love bombing her team and trying her team to work harder so that 2 people on her team as the top person in Australia are able to reach the AED rank and 6 the MMB rank. Thanks to well-informed sources, thank you, you know who you are, she has about 2,000 people in her downline, and none of them has hit the director rank so far, but these people are hustling and they're doing the most trying to achieve exactly that. The highest people in her downline have hit so far is the MMM rank. You can see this here, and they have to pretty much double their downline volume and they have to up their structural requirements to do so. While she was in Bali, kind of being on a vacation, but also working there while taking care of her children. This is, once again, let's keep that in mind, the top person in Monat, Australia. So much to time freedom.
Good morning, my friends. I'm down in a different room doing a little bit of work. I can just hear lunch has just arrived, so I'm going to go and have my lunch in a moment. But our sale has been extended until Sunday. So great news. If you thought you had missed the 3 for $130, you can still grab it until Sunday. I'm going to drop my hair quiz link. Actually, I'm going to show you a few before and afters first, a few that I've been collecting up. I'm going to post them next, and then after that, if you're interested in trying these products for your hair, I'd love to do a custom consult with you, and I'll put my hair quiz form there. By the way, at any time if you are ready to try these products, I always have my hair quiz linked in my bio, so you can jump there at any time, fill it out, and I will get back to you with what I would suggest for you. Actually, before I even do that, just while I've got a couple of minutes to have a little chat with you, so I shared before that snip of me chatting with Dorothy was from the day that I hit the rank Market Mentor, which is the car rank. For those of you who know it as the car rank, it is the rank in the compensation plan where, depending on which country you're in, you may be eligible for founder shares, and you get a car payment towards either a Land Rover or a Jaguar. So we have a Land Rover that Monat pays us for every month for our payment for that car. So they are essentially paying that car off for us.
Are they? I don't think
wild.
they are.
It's a Land Rover,
Monat's car program, in my opinion, is a scam in itself and a way to entrap Monat market partners to stay with a company for much longer than they might want or anticipate themselves. Monat also does not pay your car off for you. That is a myth. Monat Australia requires you to hit the MM rank and to be paid as the MM rank or higher for 6 consecutive months. And then they will pay you a payment towards the down payment of a luxury car. How many more times can I say the word payment? Payment, payment, payment. And then they will give you money towards the down payment of a luxury car, a car that you cannot choose freely. You have to follow the Monat guidelines Monat requires for the territory you're in. The car, though, is in your name, and the one-time payment you get from Monat may or may not cover the down payment. Depending on the rank you are at in Australia, you are eligible for $700 up to $1,400 Australian per month, which may or may not cover the monthly car expenses. But if you lose your rank, Monat will not pay you, and you are stuck with the payment of a luxury car that is in your name. You're paying off a car that you can very likely not afford on your own, either at the MM or the MMM rank. And when you lose your rank, then you are stuck with the payment yourself. That is why I believe that the Monat Motor Club program is a scam in itself.
So we don't actually have an Australian income disclosure statement yet. It's still in the works, but you can go and see the US income disclosure statement from the past several years, just by Googling. I'm actually going to do a little screenshot here, where you can see the average earnings per rank in this company. Because I want to real talk with you for a second about what's actually possible here, and you're seeing me experience it and you're seeing me live it, and this is what I saw right from the beginning. I actually see way further than this. We're really just getting started on what this is all going to be for myself, for my family, and for the women that I'm doing this with, and potentially for you as well. Okay, now some people at these ranks are going to earn a bit less, and some people at these ranks are going to earn a bit more. But across everybody at these ranks, these are the average earnings.
She is going to show us what is possible, but not what is probable. And let's remember once again that this is the only executive director in Monat Australia since the launch 2.5 years ago. 1 in 26 million. She is, and I do like that she's pointing this out because she also has to. The top people, for some reason, try to be somewhat compliant when it comes to income disclosure statements. That is a necessity. It is good. It's still a misrepresentation, I think, but it is better her showing us the income disclosure statement than not mentioning it at all. That is something I've seen on so many calls and on so many Instagram stories that people don't even mention it, but she is showing us the average annual gross earnings. The median annual gross earnings would be better because they are a better depiction of what most people at those ranks are actually making. And here it is in its full and shitty glory. Pardon my language. The median annual gross earnings is a better depiction really of what most people are able to make. This is not a good income potential. These numbers are before expenses and before taxes. I believe there is a reason why Monat, she said it, Monat doesn't have an Australian income disclosure statement yet, but they only have one for the United States and one for Canada. It's not available in all of the other countries that have said that Monat is live as well. Not in the UK, not in Ireland, not in Poland, not in Spain, not in Lithuania, not in Australia, not in New Zealand. And those are countries that have been on the market for more than a year and they don't have an income disclosure statement. Now, the last launch was in France. And it's not been a year there, so it makes sense that they do not have an income disclosure statement there. But for all of the other territories, the company has the data to provide us with individual income disclosure statements as well. Here, for example, is the only other income disclosure statement, the Canadian one, which is, as opposed to the US one, not based on annual numbers, but on monthly average earnings. We're not even seeing the median. No other countries have an income disclosure statement from Monat at the moment. Why? Now, she says that Monat is working on an income disclosure statement for Australia. I do not know if that is true, but why not in the UK, or why not for the UK first? They have been on the market for years. Is the income potential so bad in most of the countries that Monat won't release them? Why then in Australia, if what she says is true? For legal reasons, for example, for documentation, for the local regulators, because sometimes the regulators, they are more strict in some countries than in others, and there it could be beneficial to be more transparent and to have an income disclosure statement. Or because Monat Australia is actually performing better than the other territories who have been on the market for years, who have reliable data to be published.
This is a business. So I am currently at the rank Executive Director. Executive Director. Second from the bottom, that's my current rank in Monat.
Okay, let's leave her alone in this really meaningful pause. And let's talk numbers. This is weird. This seems very performative. If we take a look at the high and low annual gross earnings from Monat US 2022, we see that there is a range. Yes, that is true. And I would like to point out that the low gross annual earnings was $0 for the lowest 4 ranks and $6,200 at the MM rank, the car rank, or 45,000 median earnings. Either way, that is not enough to pay off a luxury car on your own. If you hit that rank and you have to pay for a luxury car, you do depend on Monat paying that for you. And that is why I believe this car program is a scam in itself. Because the people will try to work harder and harder and harder because it would be financially detrimental for them to lose the rank and also to lose the payment from Monat towards the car. You're not able to afford a luxury car when your median annual earnings are $45,000 before expenses and before taxes.
I invested $890 to start this business. You guys have seen me do this journey. You see what I do. And if you join me, I teach you what I do. And I teach you to do it as you. This is a business that you can learn to do what I do. It is skill-based. Now, you can invest as little as $320 Australian to start this business. And it unlocks the exact same earning potential that I have, that Ivy has, who's $1 million earner in this company, that the $15 million earners in this company have. Like, we all started exactly where you will start, and we all had to do what was required to move our way through the compensation plan. So, this business requires certain skills. It requires persistence, a lot of persistence. It is very, very reliant on a powerful mindset. It is true that not everybody who buys a Monat pack is going to do what I have done or what I will go on to do in this company of where I know we're going, or the other women that I'm partnered with. Not everyone who buys that pack of shampoo is going to be willing to do what myself and Whitelock, Lyra, Stacey, Denise, Tiff, Bridie, Megan, so many others have been willing to do. This doesn't just happen. It requires consistent effort, consistent growth, consistent learning new skills. But you guys, tell me a job or a business that doesn't require those things. Tell me a business pursuit where you have uncapped earning potential, where your only required cost is the only requirement is a $320 pack of product for yourself. The product is for you. You don't on-sell that. It's for you to use. You're just buying yourself some hair care or some skincare or a combination of both. It gives you access to be able to earn compensation. You're not required to spend money every month to unlock your commission. If you earn it, you get paid it. And then every year it's a $75 annual renewal fee. That gives me a website. It gives me all my inventory taken care of. It gives me all my customer support. It gives me ongoing training and mentoring from corporate. It gives me my mentor. It gives me all of those things for $75 a year. That's my only required cost. And I can earn this.
She will provide her team members with all the trainings and tools to be successful. How come that nobody on her team of allegedly 2,000 people have reached the director ranks themselves? If her training is so good and she follows her own guidelines, how come that the others who are following her when she's leading by example, they see what she's doing? And I would assume that most people will very likely try to work as hard as she does and to work even harder. It's a myth that the people at the top are the hardest worker in the room. Why is it that her team then isn't as successful as she is? Well, maybe because this is a recruitment-based business and because she's at the top. And despite her teachings, her team does not achieve the same level of success she does. And I do follow some of these people online, and I've also reacted to some of the people and to some opportunity calls, or actually to one opportunity call in the past in Monat, Australia. And they post consistently every flash sale, every incentive trip, every inspirational quote. They post and repost their mentor's success, and they really push her into oblivion, praising her, how wonderful and how amazing she is. One of the people on her team, for example, has messaged me consistently since last August in the hopes that I will buy from her and that I will become a member, that I will join her team. These people are working pretty much around the clock. Hard work, dedication, and consistency is only one part of why you are successful in an MLM. Maybe her downline of 2,000 people that she was able to recruit and acquire after the new launch in Australia helped. I don't know. Maybe that was kind of a plus. Since nobody else in her downline was able to duplicate her success, maybe her mentorship that is included in you joining her team in the starter pack and the yearly 75 Australian dollar business fee is not that good. And you will spend a lot more money than just what you mentioned there when you join Monat. You don't just spend money on the starter pack or on the business fee. You will have to buy products, more products to keep up with the product palette, to show those products on your social media, to do hair washing parties. You will have to buy products that are new releases. You will expect to show up to convention, to buy the tickets, to buy the trips there, and expenses for local and international trips. If you're eligible for these, if these are incentive trips, you will have to pay for them as well. And all of that is considered taxable income, so you at least will have to pay the taxes on the value of those trips. And. There are a lot more expenses in Monat than what she has just mentioned.
Like as much as I want, really. This compensation plan is actually built, it's built to be able to pay out $1 million a month. That's possible with this compensation plan. I honestly have never seen a compensation plan like it, and I have looked at several in network marketing. I think network marketing is a brilliant industry. Just in general, it really is, especially for women like me who want to be at home with their kids, who want to flex around their kids, who want to work in nap times, who want to work from their phone. That's exactly what I do and have done. And also, because I don't want anyone coming into this thinking that they're going to buy a box of shampoo and send a few messages and they're going to be earning the kind of money that I'm earning. I have sacrificed. I have held the belief on days when it felt hopeless. I have kept going and going and going and going.
$1 million per month in Monat is not probable. If this compensation plan was designed for individuals to be able to make $1 million per month, then this is a really, really bad compensation plan because not a single person was able to do that yet. 1 million per month, aka 12 million in a year. We take a look yet again at the US income disclosure statement from 2022. 2.27 million was the highest annual gross earnings in the United States in 2022. Why are you not making $1 million per month if it's possible? Just do it. You just need to work harder. That is some bogus shit.
So will you do what I have done? I promise you that I am not superhuman in any way. I would say I have a delusional level of self-belief in myself and in this mission and in the purpose that I'm doing here with the women that I'm working with. But what I can promise is that I have put together full training, full onboarding. I mentor my team intensely. I help as much as I can. I help people see the blockages that they have, that kept them stuck in other areas of their life. Like I offer as much as I can. There's no gatekeeping. I tell you exactly what I do. I give my team my monthly to-do list and I say, this is what I do week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. I give it to them. Like, there's no secrets. There's no secrets. If you join our team, everything is given to you. Just like any business, you will have to be the one to do it. You will have to be the one in those quiet moments to move yourself through your fears and through your blocks. You will have to be the one to put in the time and the effort and the consistency to learn sales, the art, the beautiful art of sales. You're going to have to learn it. I can't learn it for you. I can teach it, but only if you are willing to learn. You're going to have to practice it. You're going to have to keep going when you feel like you fucking suck. You're going to have to keep going when you feel like no one cares. Because in my mind, it was always like, what's the other option? What's the other option? This is the best option for me, so it's up to me to figure out how to make this work. And you're going to have that same attitude as well. Doesn't matter who your upline is, it will have to be you to walk this out and do it.
If you are not successful in a broken system where most people will lose money or will barely make anything despite their hardest effort, then that is because of you. That is your fault, not because of the system. It's because of you. This is a tale the leaders at the top like to tell, that they are the hardest worker and that they were the most dedicated. Let's face it, what they did was they joined at a convenient time. They did, for sure, put a lot of effort into this, but they were also lucky. And also, what a way to shame your downline. I'm so successful, but are you willing to do what I did? Are you? It's up to you. What would be a pitch without shaming your downline? It wouldn't be a Monat pitch. It wouldn't be an MLM pitch, I suppose.
However, I would say that who you choose to partner with can alter the experience for you. It's important to join a team, in my opinion. Well, it's more enjoyable, and it might fast track things a little bit in terms of who you're learning from. But more than anything, we talk a lot in our team. Like, we talk daily, right? Because these are the people that we're working beside. You want to like them. You want to like the people that you're working with. You want to vibe with them. So if you would love to work with me, if you would love to build out this business for you alongside me, then I'd love to have a conversation with you about whether this is a fit for you. You can ask me any questions. I value transparency. It is one of my highest values in life. I will answer all of your questions honestly and transparently. Because I've been doing this for 2 years, 4 months. That is nothing. Like, that is not a long amount of time to put into growing a business that gives us what this gives my family now, as well as the women that I work with. 2 years, 4 months. Like, I went to uni for longer, much longer, and came out with nothing in the end.
2 years and 4 months is a long time in a multi-level marketing company, especially in a country where nobody was recruited yet when you started. And realistically, the recruitment engine will die down. The same is true for Australia. That is why it is so important to utilize the time at the beginning and to try and rank up as quickly as possible, because it is impossible to keep the recruitment speed up the way you were able to at the very beginning. If you are able to build a big enough team at the beginning, in this case, 2 years and 4 months, 2 years is typically what we have seen and heard on team calls where US SEDs, the people that are in the United States, the top rank, where their success stories always said, that's when I hit the director ranks. That was after 2 years where they hit the highest ranks that most of them have now lost again. That is why the beginning is so important, because you will feed off of the big team that you might have been able to recruit in the beginning. It will very likely not go up from there, but rather it will go down.
Never earned more than a couple of $100 personally from birthwork. Of course, you can make money from birthwork. All right, so I'm going to put a box here before I show you all the before and afters, because some of you guys, you have your passions in something else, and I completely understand that and relate to that. For some of you guys, those passions are not paying you what you need to live the life that you're here to live. They're not giving you what your highest values are, which might be time with your children, time with your partner, the freedom that you want. Even if you're passionate about something, some of you guys are still struggling to sell that thing, right? You're not able to make the income that you want to make out of it. A business like this can actually teach you all of those skills for that super low cost. It's like a business boot camp. It's like an entrepreneur boot camp. If you put yourself into the right places and if you do the work and if you're willing to grow, this will make you better in every way. You could literally go on and do whatever you wanted after you master a business model like this. So I'm going to put a box here. If you'd like me to send you over a short video, drop me an emoji.
This is the only director in Australia so far, on vacation in Bali with her family, and she is consistently working with her child in her arm. We also can hear her family and her children in the background, having breakfast or having lunch delivered, and they seem to be having a lot of fun. They're screaming, they're running around, and she is in a bathroom in a separate room, and she's filming herself because she has to push her Monat business. So much to time freedom. There's so much more to comment on. I'm not even going to do this about, I went to university and everything. No, please get as much education as you can. Education is always better than joining an MLM. That's all I have to say about this BS. But let's pay attention to the love bombing and to the shout outs that she's doing now to her team members that have hit some of the higher ranks, not the director ranks. No, they're not there yet. Let's remember, she needs 2 AEDs to rank up to SED. I will have to blur out a good bit of some of these posts because there are children involved and I don't want to show them on this channel. But she posted about 5 or 6 people who are at the car rank or above, trying to hit the director ranks, meaning that they are either at the market mentor or the managing market mentor rank, and her amazing training as the most dedicated boss babe of all of Down Under has not helped them to achieve the director ranks in 2 years. But she has to push for this while she's on vacation in Bali so that more people can join her team, so that she can bulk up her downline, so that the people who are at those ranks are able to rank up as well, so that she can finally hit the highest rank. That is why I believe Monat Australia is one of Monat's biggest scams so far. In 2 years and 4 months, there is 1 executive director and a handful of MMs and MMMs. Despite this being a launch in a new territory, I would love for Monat to release an income disclosure statement for Australia specifically, because that means that Australia performs likely better than the other countries, the other territories Monat launched in before, where there is no income disclosure statement available. If it is true that they're working on this. One ED and a handful of MM and MMM. It sounds like food, but it's not. Those are the ranks in Monat, I promise. This is such a losing game. This really is. These are the top people in Australia. These are the top people who started with Monat early when the company launched. And none of them has been able to hit the highest rank. And just to achieve what they did there, according to Monat, the compensation plan is a huge achievement, but it will not get easier. It's quite the opposite. That is why they also will very likely depend on new launches. They were able to recruit people also from New Zealand, also to participate in the founders share, also in France. That is why I sat on one of the weirdest opportunity calls where somebody in her downline was covering the English-speaking part and somebody in France was covering the French-speaking part. And it was so hilarious to see because those people didn't understand each other. I speak a little bit of French. My English is pretty good. So I was like, this is absolutely hilarious. And then you had a huge amount of breaks between because they weren't sure when the other person was going to chime in and take over the talking again. It was really hilarious. It was creative thinking, I have to give it to them, but that is what you have to do to potentially be successful or for your upline to be successful. Monat Australia, I will repeat it again at the point when I'm filming this video for Monat March Madness, has one executive director who is hoping to rank up, but she needs people on her team to rank up to the AED rank as well. 2 people, and they pretty much need to double their requirements according to the compensation plan. That is not a success story. That is not boss babes taking over the world. That is just the typical MLM setup. You have a handful of people at the top who are able to make somewhat of a livable income or good money for a certain period of time, and then they will very likely also fall in the ranks because the people in their downline will leave. They don't have the financial ability anymore to feed into a system that doesn't benefit them, but only those people that are their uplines. A lot of people also seem to be rather passionate about Monat in Australia and about this person specifically. The people in her downline who want to be successful, who are working hard to make her more money, but they are not able to reap the benefits themselves. That must also make them feel not great. But also the people in Australia who were like, why does Monat have to launch here? And they're watching this individual pretty much praising herself, telling everybody how successful she is because she was the one who worked the hardest, because she is the one that has all of the trainings, because she did what she had to do. The people in her downline are not there yet. Hopefully, too, will reach the AED ranks so that she can rank up and be the only senior executive director. This might surprise you, but it's a no for me, Monat Australia. Even at this day, I am not joining you. Well, Monat is also not live in Germany, but even if that was the case, I wouldn't join. Thank you yet again to the person who pointed this out to me. It was really fun to take a look at what I believe is Monat's biggest scam so far, ever since they launched in the United States. If you like these types of videos, then please consider subscribing. If you like this specific one, give it a thumbs up. If you have comments about Monat March Madness, then feel free to do that in the comment section down below, or other topics, of course. And if you like these types of videos, then hopefully I will see you in my next one. Until then, cheers!